Hey, I'm Scott.
And I'm Chris.
And this is Doxologic, where we help you think with your Bible.
Last question. There's a lot of talk about the metaverse right now. How should the church and Christians think about its implications?
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. So,
What are we talking about?
I will say I have a very limited knowledge of the specifics now.
I'm just thinking this right now.
Yes.
This
There's
is
a
my
few different
Metaverse
brands
world
that
right now.
have.
My Oculus is on.
Thank you, Oculus.
Yes.
Yeah. So I know that Facebook has made big announcements in the last few weeks. They changed the company's name is now Meta. Which is directly, related to this metaverse concept. It's like theoretical, but not so theoretical anymore. It's this desire to push people into virtual reality.
Social reality, right?
But like virtual reality beyond just playing a game and like living like serious aspects of your life,
like SimCity, but like you living it.
I'm getting together with my friends, and we are any number of distance of miles, or maybe even countries, I don't know, apart, and yet we're together. And so there's this push beyond just the interaction socially through Facebook or through even maybe like FaceTime or Zoom or something, where you're like seeing each other while we're together now. So how do we understand all that? I think it's early in the game. I don't want to pretend to have pursued it more than I have.
Yeah. And I would just say, let's look at history and watch how technology has unfolded over time. Has there been a benefit to social media? I would say yes. We are able to connect with people. I mean, I get to Skype with brothers in Uganda, because of, technology that's afforded me that, opportunities. You can messages interacting with one another through social media. And yet at the same time, social media, we've never been more connected, and people have never felt more isolated, right? Never felt more alone.
We've never been more connected, yet more isolated.
Yes.
Right.
That's thinking that somehow this is going to ever solve that or bring some sort of utopian social reality, I think what's probably safe to say is there's going to be some benefits that are going to be neat about that in terms of like, I don't know all the pieces either, but if you're able to kind of interact in a world where someone far from you can have like some sort of social interaction in a context, great. But I think there's also some significant dangers. And when it comes to the church, a couple of the dangers I have and I'm thinking of is the more comfortable people get in this, the less likely they're going to gather for real. Right. And we've got to gather for real.
Wait, you're saying you're not going to do a sermon from the metaverse?
Well, not
Scott.
never. Maybe
I'll preach. If the metaverse will have me, I will preach.
We'll call it a meta service. We have 3 services plus a meta service.
No.
I think sling the word wherever we can sling the word. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
I think that regarding just things to be cautious for, the idea of security and privacy comes up. The false sense of we're alone. Like, I'm not with you in the room right now, but we're alone talking. And that's just going to be a false sense of security and a false sense of privacy and the information sharing and all that. You think about, as with social media, perversions of its use, and you think about issues of children what am I looking for? I mean, perverts, like people who want to sexualize children. You think about so many possibilities that are disturbing as well. So it's like, whatever you're going to do, be really mindful of. This is like, there were some people that said stuff about social media early on, what it might do. Now there is a multitude of evidence on studies, let alone just use your eyes and look at how lonely and isolated people still are. Like, let's watch out early on for what's going on. And I just could think about like hearing the day when a 50-something parent comes to church and says my 20-something is like getting lost in the metaverse. Like he's not doing life anymore. Right. He's totally like, I don't know what to do. I could see that day coming.
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother side of it.
Because of this, just abdicating reality, responsibility. God made this world, and we can leverage what we can leverage. Let's watch it. Let's but let's know that God made this world, and we're in some way maybe seeking to make a world without God, which is part of the basis of sin in general, making a world without God, and we're quote unquote able to do that. And I would say there's going to be a lot of dangerous territory we have to watch out for.
Yeah.
Right.
Sad to think there will be a generation of kids who know nothing different.
Right.
That's the norm for them. Yeah.
The church has to stand on this too, because, and I'll just say something bold in this question, church in the metaverse is going to be a thing.
Yeah.
Mark my words, it will be a thing. Church in the metaverse is not church. It's not church.
You heard it here, folks.
Yeah. So that's going to be something we're going to be pushing against the cultural current. Parents are going to have to be shepherding in this way, very careful about the use and exposure of their kids and all that kind of stuff. But there's no doubt going to be some sort of modified online church experience that's going to come forth from the metaverse. And I think we can confidently say, I'm in 1 Corinthians 11 right now. When you come together, when you come together, when you come together, when you come together, we have to be coming together. I think of Hebrews 10, not neglecting to meet together as is the habit of some, but all the more as you see the day drawing near. This is essential to church and what it really means to be a Christian body and faithful as a Christian believer.
And maybe lastly, are separating, at least the potential to separate ourselves from our physical bodies. We are embodied souls. We are a psychosomatic unit, that we can't only experience life, relationships, even church in a universe of our creating, but because we're in this one, and we have to watch out for. I think that's going to be, you could call it a slippery slope, but it's going to be something to watch out for.
Yeah. Well, thanks, guys, as always. And thank you to our listeners for pushing us past 200 questions. We would like more questions. So if you're interested in submitting one of your own, you can visit our website at doxachurch.net, hit the resources tab at the top, and the drop-down menu will show you Doxologic Podcast, where you can send in your own question. Until next time.
You've been listening to Doxologic, a podcast by Doxa Church in Rockland, California. To learn more, visit doxachurch.net.